All right. It's time for us to start the meeting of the Subcommittee on Solicitors General Costs Amendment Rules 2013. Election of Chairman, nominations, please. Mr. Dennis Kwok. Mr. Dennis Kwok, do you accept the nomination? Yes. Any seconder? Mr. Tam Yu Chung seconds. We cannot have another nomination, so I declare Mr. Dennis Kwok elected. I don't think we need a deputy chairman. Perhaps I should ask the legal advisor to brief us on the latest situation. Thank you, Chairman. After the Gazette of the Rules, we sent a letter to the Law Society to make inquiries. We also informed the DOJ certain issues related to the rules. Our office, as well as the DOJ, are working on certain issues that are similar to situations under the rules, but they are not identical. In the past, there are two approaches of handling. In certain cases, a corrigendum was issued. In other cases, the problematic notices could be repealed. So we're discussing with the DOJ how to handle the situation. The Law Society sent us a letter on the 9th of July. It's CB bracket 4915/20 to 13/01. The Law Society informs us their position. According to that letter, they are still liaising with the Costs Committee. Before any response is received from the Costs Committee, they hope members will not take further action. The expression they use is withhold further action. Through this letter, the Law Society undertakes to update us on further developments. The Government Council, well, our office, the Legal Advisor's Office, also sent a letter to the DOJ, which is also attached in this bundle of papers. So we would like members to, when considering this notice, trace what happened in the past so as to prevent a recurrence in future. So much for my report, Chairman. Mr. Ronnie Tong. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to clarify some fundamental facts. Is it that all parties concerned agree that the amendment rules are against the statutory requirements? So what we need to handle now is how to handle these rules that are agreed by all to be against statutory requirements. Yes, that's the case. The Law Society agrees that it is necessary to ask the Costs Committee to re-gazette the rules. So I believe they agree. Well, the rules have already been gazetted, and we have the duty to scrutinize laws. So what should we do? Should we propose to the Council that this piece of subsidiary legislation be repealed? Or should we decide in this subcommittee that we should not continue with our scrutiny work? So what avenues are there to allow us to formally handle the rules such that in future, when people read our records, they would not feel that there are these rules that are not handled by the LegCo? So I think we have to handle that issue. Legal advisor, any comments? Well, we agree with Mr. Ronnie Tong. In fact, one of the major tasks of this subcommittee is to consider these rules that have already been gazetted and have already been introduced into the Council. The rules might not have been handled properly. Between us and the DOJ, we're still conducting certain studies to see whether or not we should repeal the rules or through certain modus operandi announce that the rules have no legal effect, what actual solutions there can be? Well, in the past, a corrigendum was issued. In other cases, the piece of subsidiary legislation was repealed. However, those circumstances are not identical with this particular one. Well, the procedures were wrong altogether, so the rules will not be valid in law. Even a corrigendum cannot solve the problem. Well, Mr. Chairman, we should not follow what other institutions tell us to do. We have our own work to do. I think we should have a very clear-cut approach. That is to ask the Council to repeal the rules. The fundamental issue is that the rules are against the law. Mr. James Toh, I agree with Mr. Tong. I think the best way out is to have the administration do that. Yes, that is, the administration suggests that the rules be repealed. Yes, the administration should do it. Of course, we can do it also. But if the administration wants to do it, it doesn't matter. Just let the administration do it. A notice won't suffice because the rules are already there. If you just use a notice to announce that it is invalid, it won't work. I think one of the DOJ's suggestions is that they prepare a government notice, if I understand them correctly, and that will be gazetted as well to announce that the rules are invalid. Well, but the scrutiny process has already been triggered. The executive cannot say that, oh, it should be treated as invalid, you need not scrutinize it. We must have a resolution that has legal effect. Of course, as Mr. James Toh said, it's better for the administration to do it. Mr. James Toh? If there's no controversy in this subcommittee, if we allow the administration to do it, then we'll let the administration be more proactive. Well, they call it executive-led. We just let them have an opportunity to play their role. But of course, if they insist on inappropriate approaches, then of course we should repeal the rules. I agree with the two members. Well, maybe we should do it like this. Through the legal advisor, we sent a letter to the administration. They must move a resolution to repeal the rules and start it afresh. As the legal advisor said, similar incidents occurred in the past. We should clarify all the details and prevent a recurrence. In the capacity of chairman of this subcommittee, I'll write a letter to Dr. Priscilla Leung, chairman of the AJLS panel, to ask her to put this issue on the agenda so that we can handle such problems. I heard that the DOJ also has certain views. I think we should also invite the Law Society to come and see how we can prevent recurrences in future. All right, so that will be our approach. Mr. Ronnie Tong? Well, such a phenomenon occurs rather frequently. Our legal advisor also told us that similar incidents did occur in the past. How are we going to prevent a recurrence? And the DOJ also has certain advice for us. So I think we should discuss the issue at the AJLS panel. But we have to tidy up this matter in this subcommittee. Yes, we have to handle the rules. As for the other aspects, we cannot handle it in this subcommittee. I don't think we need to call another meeting. Just send them another letter. Mr. James Toh? Mr. Chairman, if the reply letter says that they will do it, then we don't need to convene another meeting. Procedurally, they will do it. We just write a report. But if they don't want to do it and give us certain arguments, or they insist that just by way of a notice they can solve the problem, then, Chairman, we should move a resolution to repeal the rules. All right. Meeting adjourned.